Hi guys, and welcome to a new video on Sonal's life. Now, my last video was obviously my Wrestle Kingdom preview, which, again, I know this is all very confusing. So, the second, which is yesterday, you had the Wrestle Kingdom preview for January the 4th. Today, January the 3rd, you have the Wrestle Dynasty preview for January 5th. Which, just a reminder, I am going to be attending both of them live because, as this video goes out, I am in Japan, living my best fangirl life. I'm probably going broke because have you seen the merchandise? Obviously, January the 5th is a very special event. It is Wrestle Dynasty, a collaboration between New Japan, STARDOM, AEW and CMLL. And it is, honestly, I think it's a weaker card than January the 4th. Maybe that's just me as a New Japan fan. But we are going to look over all of the matches, all the implications, the links to January the 4th. And we're just going to have a good time. So, let's get going. We're starting off with a pre-show, and this is a kickoff match for the International Women's Cup. Now, all the different women's promotions, or those who have women wrestlers, so that is not New Japan, all had tournaments to determine one person to be in this match. I am quite sad that this is in the kickoff. I think the women deserve to be higher, but obviously, such is the case. We have Persephone from CMLL, Athena from Ring of Honor, sorry I forgot Ring of Honor is also involved, Willow Nightingale from AEW, and Momo Watanabe from STARDOM. 4 phenomenal female wrestlers. I'm going to be honest, I don't know much about Persephone, I don't really watch CMLL, but I know of Athena. She is on a massive roll since leaving WWE. Momo Watanabe is Momo Watanabe, forever giving some of the best matches. And Willow Nightingale has become a star. I didn't know about her before the New Japan Strong division, but she is now one of my favourites. A phenomenal wrestler, such an amazing presence in the ring, beautiful, and also just full of charisma. So, whoever wins this will get a title shot of their choice. So it could be through any company, any of the belts that they've got. This was an odd one because obviously I don't know the scope of all the title scenes. I personally think Willow Nightingale is going to get the win, and it might lead up to something later on in the night. Who knows? But that is how we are starting. We are then going for a kickoff match 2. Oh, there are 2 kickoff matches, which is for the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship, and it is Sammy Guevara and Dustin Rhodes versus Sho and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. This is really odd. You have a junior on one side with Dustin Rhodes, a veteran, and then 2 juniors on the other. I was quite interested, I'm quite upset actually to see this because the day before, so January the 4th, obviously we've got Doki versus Desperado, and Doki had been calling out Sammy Guevara. Obviously they have their history back in Mexico, so I was quite intrigued why that didn't happen. Why New Japan? This match, I think, I don't know, it's going to be House of Torture shenanigans. I honestly don't think, unless Ring of Honor want House of Torture permanently, which you can take, I think Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara are going to get the win. Maybe Uncle Nobu's going to get pinned. I think, yeah, this is probably the weakest match out of like the entire 2 days. I'm confused. Maybe just because it has House of Torture. Who knows? We then have the main card. So we start off with a Lucha Gauntlet, which will see 8 competitors from New Japan and CMLL entering the ring at 1-minute intervals, with the first pinfall or submission deciding the match. Now, I think this is, so throughout the card, you'll notice that despite CMLL being a huge part or a promotion when it's promoted, because obviously New Japan and CMLL have been close for years, there is a distinct lack of CMLL talent throughout this. And it almost feels like they've just thrust everything into this match. But that's not to say it's going to be bad. I feel like we're going to get some really big names that New Japan stars know about, that we've seen in like Fantastica Mania and things. We're going to have some stars that maybe from New Japan who are on the main card. So I think this will be interesting. Again, I can't really predict anything because there are so many possibilities, so many like options for it that I couldn't even tell you who's going to be on it. Like there's like so many CMLL stars, so many New Japan guys, but this is going to be fun. I kind of hope it's going to be like an emphasis on the junior talent within New Japan, or those who have a very similar style to the Luchadors. But again, like I said, both junior division and luchadors are not just constrained to the stereotypes that you think from their style. Like we've seen guys like Hechicero in CMLL. We've mentioned Desperado. The divisions are so diverse. So yeah, I think this is going to be a great match. We then, again, I'm going to agree my confusion of why it's so low down in the card. The women's match for the New Japan Strong title. It's bizarre that it's so low down because we have the champion, Mercedes Moné, facing my lady, Mina Shirakawa, who, after the last New Japan Strong show, came out to challenge. And it's not only for the New Japan Strong belt, but also the Rev Pro belt, the 910Q one that I know very much a lot of. This match is going to be great. You have got two amazing female personalities and two amazing female wrestlers who have such diverse skills but just love the sport that they are in. Fun fact, and I didn't know about this, in 2017 when Yujiro Takahashi was in the New Japan Cup and he had one of his pimps with him, that was Mina Shirakawa. Search it on things. A Japanese fan posted it. My mind was blown. But again, this was like also alongside, I think Mina posted something about it, with pictures of her from being a young girl at the Tokyo Dome watching Wrestle Kingdom. So this is like a dream for her. This is going to be a great match. Again, like sadly, the New Japan Women's Champion, it's not going to get much time. But these women are going to put on a show. They are going to showcase some amazing wrestling, some amazing talent, some amazing personality, and capture the hearts of the audiences. I personally think that Mina is going to win. I think that Mercedes, again, has done everything she can with the belt. It's time for her to move on and give Mina the spotlight. Also because I think it's amazing that she's the Rev Pro champion. She has been doing Rev Pro events consistently. She was at Royal Quest. She's been the perfect representative. I worry that if Mercedes wins, she's going to hold that Rev Pro Women's Champion hostage. So we don't want that. We then get on to... we then get on to the IWGP heavyweight belts, the tag belts. I told you for the Wrestle Kingdom, and we all know that Hanare and Great Okan had to relinquish the belts due to Hanare's injury. Now, before this was happened, Matt and Nick Jackson, aka the Young Bucks, but I don't think they're still the Young Bucks, basically challenged whoever was going to be champion. If you know my thoughts on the Young Bucks, if you don't, I'll explain a bit. I really used to like the Young Bucks. Being the elite was one of the reasons I managed to get into New Japan along with Will Ospreay. So I used to love them. They were junior heavyweights, then they went to heavyweight. My issue with them is similar to what happens if they win this, is holding the tag belts hostage. They are one of the groups that I guess if they get the win, it's like a big moment. Like, oh, we've got these big stars, let's put the belts on to help them raise the prestige. Because as we've said, the heavyweight tag division, the belts are not in the best shape compared to maybe the juniors or where it has been in the past. Now, the interesting thing here is Okan, who's currently got back injury, so I hope he's okay for this, has a mystery partner. Who this could be, I don't know. There is plenty of members of the Empire who don't have matches. I think actually none of them have matches. So we could see like Jeff Cobb coming, or Callum Callum is also injured. Hope you're doing well as well. I know what I would like, and I'm going to put it into the universe. I would love it, and I don't know because I think he might have a match the next day. Will Ospreay to come back? Or Mark, Dunkzilla? Because obviously they were both members of the Empire, and now Carl Fletcher broke my heart and broke up Aussie Open. Mark needs a new partner, so I can take that. While I think that Young Bucks might win, just to maybe squirm their way back into New Japan, I hope that Okan and his mystery partner win. I hope that Okan and Dunkzilla get the victory and become IWGP Tag Champions. You've heard it here first, folks. We then have another match, a title match, which the implications go from January the 4th. So, it is going to be Tomohiro Ishii facing the winner of Shingo Takagi and Konosuke Takeshita for, again, the Never belt and the AEW Intercontinental Championship. Now, if we're going to base this off my predictions and what I believe and what most people believe is going to happen, Takeshita is going to win and go on to face Ishii. While we all love Shingo, we have seen Shingo versus Ishii many times. And although they're all bangers, I want to see Takeshita versus Ishii, two big men. To be fair though, as strong-willed as Takeshita thinks he is, nobody is stronger than the Stone Pitbull himself. So this match is going to be tremendously stiff. There is gonna be, like the match before, lariats, chops, which will vibrate throughout the Tokyo Dome, fingers crossed, kicks, strikes, chops, everything in the kitchen sink at a perfectly paced match for men of these size and style. And again, I think it has the potential to be one of the best of the matches because Takeshita, I cannot remember, even from my days watching DDT, him having a bad match. Similarly, Ishii is the workhorse. I'm actually really happy because he's been in AW for a few months. He wasn't in the G1, wasn't in World Tag League. He's not on the Wrestle Kingdom card unless he's in the Rambo. But he is getting a high profile match. Do I think Ishii is going to win? No! But I think he is going to be made to look phenomenal. Similarly to when Hiroki Goto beat Takeshita in the G1. Takeshita's going to highlight that yes, Ishii may be one of the older guys, but he can still go. We then have a combination of special singles matches. So I'm going to talk about these collectively because I kind of don't get it, but maybe I'm missing something. So we have Yota Tsuji versus Jack Perry after Jack Perry attacked him. David Finlay versus Brody King for the, well, it says special singles match. It could be a title match depending if Finlay retains against Tsuji, and then similarly with Tsuji, if he wins it, then I guess his Jack Perry match will do that. And then we have Shota Umino versus Claudio Castagnoli. Yeah. So the first two matches, I don't really get the point. I'm gonna read through this quickly to see if there's anything. Yeah, I mean for Perry and Tsuji, I guess the only link is they're similar age, House of Torture, all that blah blah. Finlay and Brody King, I don't know. They faced each other. Those two I'm really confused about. I don't really see any reason for what is going to happen or like why the match is put in itself. So I'm not going to dwell on it too much. I have a thing. Now this is, I might be completely out of it. So obviously AW, I believe Jack Perry is in the group with like Young Bucks and Okada and stuff. Tsuji has been calling out Okada. Now again, this is all based on the fact, like, I don't know if AEW has a show the next day. This might not work. But, wouldn't it be interesting though, is if the match happens, but then Okada comes out, because obviously Tsuji's been calling out that man, yeah, Rainmaker, you left, you didn't do shit all for this company. So that would be interesting. But I see Tsuji winning this. The next one, Finlay versus Brody King. Again, I don't see it. I'm just furious that they are sticking to kayfabe and they didn't give me David Finlay versus Jay White. If any of you know me, you'll know that the reason I stuck with New Japan after Wrestle Kingdom was that feud between Finlay and Jay for the US title. So the fact they didn't give it me, cowards, I tell you. But I actually think Brody King's going to win this because I feel that Finlay would have lost the night before and he's in a bit of a rut. The Shota Umino versus Castagnoli, this could be a title match depending on what happens, it might not be. But this whole thing stems from the storyline of Jon Moxley and Shota. I'm not going to go through all of it, but if you guys know, Shota was a young lion, Moxley kind of adopted him, Death Rider, Shota took a load of his stuff. Again, another reason why people are doubting who Shota is as a person. Shota's not been liking how Moxley has been dealing with stuff as champion in AEW, so he called him out. However, instead of giving him a match, he sent a mercenary, not a missionary as I thought. Yes, I'm a bit of an idiot. He has had a mercenary in Claudio Castagnoli. And again, this, by any means, this is going to be a phenomenal match. And I think actually, the storyline of this is going to be good. Again, I keep saying this, I don't know what the AW schedule is like, so maybe Jon Moxley is there, he won't be. But this is going to be another match that is the making of Shota. And actually, I see Shota Umino winning, just in the sense that he's going to make a bigger story leading and linking with Jon Moxley later on. We then have the semi-main event, and this might also be a title match depending what happens on January 4th. That's the thing, a lot of these matches are dependent on what goes on at Wrestle Kingdom, but we have, hopefully, IWGP Heavyweight Champion Zack Sabre Jr. facing Ricochet in his comeback match for New Japan in like 7, 4, 5, somewhat a lot of years. This match is like, it's a battle between two guys who think they're the best in the world. One, Zack Sabre Jr., who has proved it, and Ricochet, who wants to. Now, interestingly, I've not watched it because I don't keep up with AW, but I know that Ricochet has gone heel now. The this adds an extra like dimension to their match, so I think it'll be nice to see. We've got very contrasting styles here. Now, obviously, Ricochet is not the flippy dippy doodah guy that everyone was criticising in the Best of Super Juniors with Will Ospreay, but he's still very athletic. And then on the other hand, we've got the best submission specialist in the world, Sabre Jr., but again, who is also extremely diverse with his British strong style, so his kicks, his chops, and oddly enough, and although it's not often, is also very athletic and go high risk. We have seen him on that top rope. Not on the balcony, but we have. So I think this is going to be a very good match. I see Sabre Jr. winning. I think that this, again, especially with Ricochet going heel now, I don't think he'll cheat. There'll be something interesting to lead on to his story in AEW. But Zach's going to get the win. Now, this was much shorter than the Wrestle Kingdom preview with the first matches because I wanted to wait and give a nice amount of time to the main event. Because not only is Gabriel Kidd main eventing Tokyo Dome, you go Gabe Kidd, you fucking madman. But cue the iconic theme tune that I probably can't use because of copyright. Kenny Omega God, that's what my mum calls him, is making his return to New Japan Pro Wrestling. And not just that, his return to wrestling in general after how do I describe it? A very bad illness that took a while. Basically, when Kenny came back to say that he wanted to wrestle at Wrestle Dynasty, Gabe Kidd then decided to beat the shit out of him. And so this started a great amount of feud, like backwards and forwards on social media and interviews. And we have got, and I think there was a special name for it, and I'm gonna have to look at it. Oh, it doesn't say. It's just a special match. And actually, I say this, I don't know if this is the main event. I've just read and it said main card to be announced. Main card what? Order. So, for all we know, this could be like the semi-main event, but I think it's going to be the main event because it's Kenny. If you haven't watched the promos from each guy ahead of this match, go and do it now, because it really builds into this narrative. Kenny is almost saying he's blessing Gabe Kidd with this match against one of the best stars in the world. Whereas Gabe Kidd's like, I'm just being a professional, I'm doing my job, I hate AEW, they just take, I'm going to show why New Japan is one of the best. Now, Kenny has been wrestling for a long time. He has injuries. He has been injured. He will probably continue to get injured. Now, if you're like that and you're not at your best and you've not wrestled in over a year, the worst person that you can fight up against is Gabe Kidd, the fucking madman. He wants to hurt you. That is his intention. He has done it too. Eddie Kingston and so many others. This, again, is going to be your classic babyface versus heel. However, if it's a battle between who loves New Japan more, Gabe's going to win. Kenny is doing this almost like, I want to return at the biggest stage of them all, Tokyo Dome. Gabe is doing this for the pride of New Japan. He is doing this because he loves the company. He thinks it should be the best. And to be the best, he is the person to do that. And he has to beat the best of the best. And surprisingly, and you're going to be shocked by this, I think Gabe is going to win this. I think that Kenny doesn't need the win. Kenny, I know a lot of people are going to say you're an idiot. Kenny is winning. It's his first match back. He's at the Tokyo Dome. Don't doubt the fucking madman. He has more to lose. He has been through hell and back. And he's going to win. So yeah, that was my preview for Wrestle Dynasty. Again, personally, I don't think it's as good as the Wrestle Kingdom card. But again, I don't know if that's because I'm a full New Japan fan and Wrestle Kingdom is full from top to bottom of guys that I watch on like a weekly basis, with more coherent storylines, compared to a lot of the Wrestle Dynasty matches, which are very random, and I've spoke about that. But it's going to be good. I am going to be there live, and you need to let me know your thoughts now in the comments at wrestling_child social media. Because again, if you follow me, you can obviously be up to date with everything while I'm in Japan right now. Let me know your thoughts on the card, your predictions, what you think about the general organisation and hype going into it. I know that New Japan has been not hyping but preparing and sort of pushing these matches much more than AEW from what I've heard. So it'll be interesting to see what the level is, because I know that again, people are saying that New Japan is putting forward its best stars, but at AEW, it will be interesting to see. So make sure to hit like, share this video and hit subscribe. Guys, I'm in Japan. You are going to get reviews straight after both Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty and vlogs. So yeah, make sure to hit subscribe. It's going to be a jam-packed weekend and I'm going to be in the centre of it, which I'm so excited about. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you soon. Bye!